Learning Izuku got into UA, Bakugo attempts to bully him yet again, but Izuku stands up to him for the first time ever. The first day of UA, and their teacher, Shota Aizawa, holds a test saying that the one who gets the last place gets expelled. Unable to use his quirk since it breaks his bones, Izuku has no choice but to do it without the use of One For All, and he gets last place in all the tests, leaving only one, the baseball throw. He finally decides to use One For All in a gamble, but the quirk just doesn't activate, as it is erased by his teacher, Aizawa, with his quirk erasure. Aizawa simply tells Izuku that he can't be a hero with his quirk, that after saving one person, he would be rendered nothing more than a liability. His body will be rendered useless. Aizawa gives Izuku an ultimatum: give up and get expelled. Throw that ball by breaking your arm and still get expelled. Izuku uses his quick thinking, puts all of One For All's power in his finger, breaking it in the process, telling Aizawa that he can still move. On this, Aizawa changes his mind and doesn't expel anyone. Eventually, Izuku makes his first friend, Ida, and Uraraka, the girl he saved. She ends up calling Izuku Deku because that's what Bakugo called him, perceiving it as the word Dekibiru, someone who can do anything. All Might becomes their teacher in battle training, as he puts them through a test indoor battle training. Deku gets teamed up with Uraraka while Bakugo gets teamed up with Ida. One team will be the heroes while the other teams will be the villains. The situation is that villains have hidden a nuclear weapon somewhere in their hideout. The heroes need to catch the villain or get the nuclear weapon in given time. As Izuku gets pit up against Bakugo, he hesitates, saying his goal, his confidence, his physical strength, and his quirk are superior to Deku. But that's exactly why Deku needs to beat him. The fight begins as Bakugo abandons any strategy altogether and just attacks Deku out of rage and envy. Seeing Deku with a quirk, he thought Deku lied to him and has been looking down on him their entire life. That Deku's guts to just stand in front of him, even though he's shaking, pisses him off. Deku then tells him that he's no longer the Deku that Bakugo could just push around. From now on, he's the Deku that always does his best. Deku, still unable to use One For All properly, heavily relies on his tactical thinking, analyzing Bakugo's moves and the circumstances they find themselves in. All Might points out that while Bakugo is angry, a certain part of him remains calm and rational. Bakugo demolishes Deku, affirming to him that he is beneath him. However, in the end, Deku ends up outsmarting Bakugo, leaving Bakugo shocked while Deku rocked. We'll later see another character introduction that even shocks Bakugo. Later, Deku tells Bakugo that his quirk was given to him by someone else, even though Bakugo believes Deku is just messing with him, causing him to shed tears, and swearing that he will never lose again. After this, during the USJ attack, Deku acts tactically to gain the upper hand on the villains, deducing that they don't know the student's quirk. He tries to save Tsuyu from Shigaraki and again puts himself in harm's way to save All Might, because he's the only one who knows that All Might was on a timer before he ran out of gas. He's the only one that knows that All Might is on a timer before he runs out of gas. The next big part of Deku's arc is to save someone not physically, but mentally. Prior to the sports festival, Todoroki challenges Deku, something that pisses off Bakugo. Todoroki believes that Deku and All Might have some sort of connection. Deku comments on how he doesn't know what Todoroki is thinking.